I hate reading. Call me the bravest person on earth, I know. But for real, I don't like it. I need pictures, or at the very least a different font! Why do most books use the same font? Please. When I was younger, there was just about one thing I could read without hesitation, and that was the Legend of Zelda manga. When I found out about these in like 2nd grade, my mind was blown. It had the stories from the games that I loved, yet they were expanded on more, and Link could talk. Now these manga are basically just official fan fiction. They're not canon, but they are from Nintendo. The first Zelda manga was made in 1992, and it's kinda different from the rest. It's made by a completely different person than the others, and has a whole different art style. A Link to the Past by Shitora Ishinomori is interesting. Saying it stays close to the source material would be a lie due to how little there was to work with in the first place. However, because the original story was so bland, it was able to make something very creative and new. I also think this book is the first appearance of masks being used and bird people in Zelda, though it probably didn't impact the later games much, as like Nintendo doesn't really use these for anything, so. In 1999, we got blessed by the goddesses of Hyrule with the gift of the Ocarina of Time manga. This was the first one I read, and it is one of my favorites. Link in this one is written as kind of a bratty but sweet kid. I love him so much. Something in this book that's different from the game is that we get to see a story talking about Skull Kid prior to Majora's Mask. I find it really interesting, and I love how it builds on his character and Saria's character too. She's like my favorite character. The art in this book is amazing. It's also amazing in the sequel, Majora's Mask. This one is lovely and follows the same Link on his adventure after Ocarina of Time. The next one I want to jump to is the Four Swords manga. This one took a game with practically no story and gave it one that has stuck with me to this day. I recommend you read this one. There's 4 Links and they each represent a part of the main Link's personality. And there's also Shadow Link. It's so good. Whilst there's like other manga that released, those were my favorites. There is, however, one I never read, and that is the Twilight Princess manga. Supposedly this is like the best one, and it's also the longest running one. It only just ended, and it started back in 2016, which is crazy. The art from this one is just so pretty and so amazing. I really want to read it, but like, I can't cough up $120 for the full set, so. Now the past couple mangas were written by Akira Himekawa, but who is Akira Himekawa? Well, it's actually 2 women going under a pen name. They do such a good job at writing these characters. I love them so much. I think those are all the notable ones. It's not like there's one that released the same year as the first game in the series, right? Hyrule Fantasy was a manga released in September of 1986. There's no official English translation, so I can't read it, but the art in the book really brought to life what the first game couldn't. I find it funny how Lionel's look. They look kind of like really dumb. I also find it awesome how the Dark Nuts or whatever look like Shovel Knight. A common motif covered across all of these mangas, especially the ones by Akira, seems to be growing up. Whether it's Ocarina of Time, where he literally grows up, or something like Oracle of Seasons, where Link runs away from his responsibilities. Growing up and letting go is something we all have to deal with. It's something these books have helped me do. But the more important part of these books is telling you that it's okay to still be a kid sometimes. For me, when I pick up one of these mangas, it makes me feel like I'm 9 again, discovering it at the library for the first time.